Hi students, in this video I will be going through some questions regarding the shading of Venn diagrams. Right, so let's take a look at the first question. So in the first question, they want us to shade the set T complement union Q. Alright. Okay, so for Venn diagrams such as this, whereby there are two sets that are overlapping each other, okay, they can be essentially divided into four regions. Okay, so one region is the outer border outside both of the sets. Okay, the next region will be the part inside P, but not including the overlapping region. Then the third one will be the overlapping region itself. And finally, the fourth region will be the part in Q, okay, but not including the overlapping region. Okay, so how do we deal with questions regarding the shading of Venn diagrams? Okay, basically, my approach to this question would be to deal with each region separately, and then after that, we combine them together based on what is required in the question. Okay, so over here we have P complement. So I'm going to shade, okay, P complement means any part, any region that is outside of P. So now I'm going to take any region that is outside of P, which would be this and this, right? Okay, then the next part I'm going to deal with Q. Okay, so now I'm going to take any region that is in Q, all right? So it will be this and this. Okay, then the next thing to look is to look at the sign. Okay, so the sign over here is union. Okay, so when you want to union something for two things together, you will include everything, okay, from those two sets. Okay, so everything in P complement and Q. Okay, meaning you are going to actually shade all the regions whereby you have a tick in it, whether is it one tick or two ticks. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to shade it in a different color. Okay, so in this case, you'll shade all the regions except the part in P. There is not the overlapping region. Okay, so we're going to shade everything. Okay, so we're going to shade here also. Okay, so we're going to shade everything except this part, right? Okay, so this is the union, right? Okay, let's try this technique on the second question. Okay, so now we want P intersect Q complement. Okay, so once again, we deal with the region separately first. So now it's a P complete P, right? Okay, P intersect Q complement. So let's take the regions for P, right? So P will be here and here. Okay, then Q complement. Okay, Q complement will be any region that is outside of Q. So it's going to be here and here. Okay, so just now we were doing union. Okay, but now we are doing intersection. Okay, so for intersection, it's slightly different from union. For union, we will take everything as long as there's at least one tick. Okay, but for union, we want to take those that only has two ticks. Okay, because sorry, for intersection, we want to take those regions where there's two ticks. Okay, because for intersection, okay, we want to find the common elements between the two sets. All right. Okay, so for intersection, we will only shade the parts whereby there is two ticks, right? Okay, so let's shade the part whereby there's only two ticks. So in other words, we will only shade this one. Okay, so you can erase the parts whereby you have placed one tick. Okay, so just keep in mind for intersection, okay, we are just going to take those regions whereby there is two ticks, right? Okay, so let's try to apply it to this other question. B intersects C complement. Okay, B intersects C complement. Okay, so let's deal with okay, so this is a question whereby you have something in a bracket and then you complement the whole thing, right? Okay, so for such questions, I would like to usually my approach would be to just imagine the question doesn't have the complement outside yet, and we just try to do this region inside. Okay, so now we have B intersect C. All right, so B intersect C. So I'll first take those regions in B. So B will be here and here, and then C will be just here, right? Okay, so now once again we have intersection. So we want the regions that have two ticks. Okay, so if the question is just B intersects C, okay, this is where you are going to shade. Okay, if it's just B intersects C, okay, this is where you are going to shade. Okay, but now the question is B intersects C complement. Okay, so what are we going to do if it's B intersects C complement? Okay, so basically, if we want, okay, so B intersects C is just the part that I've shaded so far. If I want the complement of it, so essentially what I'll do is I'll shade everything except the parts that I've already shaded, okay, in blue. Okay, so essentially the answer is going to be just like this. Okay, so the complement is basically just to take the reverse, okay, of everything that is B intersects C. Okay, so basically what you do is this. Okay, and then you will remove this part. Okay, so if it's B intersects C, I will have shaded right at the center. Okay, but now I want complement, so I'll take everything except the center. Okay, I'll take everything except the center. Okay, so this is how you do with a question, okay, such as this. Okay, let's look at one that is slightly more complicated. Okay, let's look at one that's slightly more complicated. Okay, so this one has two parts. Okay, so one part here and then one part here, right? Okay, so let's deal with the first part, all right? Okay, so the first part is A complement, right? So A complement. So I'm going to take everything outside A and union with B. Okay, so I'm going to take those parts with B. Okay, so for this first part of the set, okay, A complement union B. If the question would end here, we're going to take these three regions, okay, as long as there's at least one tick. Okay, but now that's not the end of the question. They wanted me to intersect with A again, right? Okay, so since this is not the end of the question, and we already know that we are going to take these three regions, okay, from the first part, right? I'm just going to erase away this tick. Okay, then now I'm going to do A, okay, over here, the second part. Okay, so A is going to be here and here. Okay, and you look at the symbol here, it's an intersection. So if it's an intersection, then I want those parts whereby there's only two ticks. Remember, intersection, we want the parts there's only two ticks. So in other words, we are just going to shade over here. All right, so this is how you deal with questions like this, right? Okay, let's look at one question whereby they have shaded for you and they want you to express in set notation, right? The set represented by the shaded region. Okay, so for this kind of question, I would like to think in reverse. Okay, because if you think about the reverse situation, the unshaded part, okay, the unshaded part, okay, so the unshaded part. So if I think in reverse, if I shaded the unshaded part instead and unshaded the shaded part, then it's going to look like this, right? Okay, it's going to look just like this. Okay, so this part is actually what? Okay, we can actually obtain this part quite easily, right? Okay, this part, if you were to write out in set notation, it's just going to be x intersect y, correct? Okay, the intersection between x and y. Okay, but now in the question itself, we want everything except this shaded part. Okay, so it's just like the question part C like that. Okay, at first I found B intersects C, then after that I shaded all the parts because it's a complement. I shaded all the parts except B intersects C, right? Okay, so now the unshaded region is actually x intersect y. But now what we want is everything except the part. Okay, so the answer would just simply be the complement of x intersect y. Okay, so I hope this video has explained to you, give you a better understanding of how to deal with questions regarding the shading of Venn diagram.